Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I am John Monsul, the host, the producer, and the creator of this wonderful program we call Communicating Today. We've been on Channel 10 for 20 years now, approaching our 600th show. We've had many interesting programs for you in the past. And ladies and gentlemen, I know that tonight will be absolutely no exception because we have a terrific show for you. We have a wonderful guest that's going to be on our program with us tonight. This beautiful lady sitting right alongside of me, her name is Jantiena Fieyra. Jantiena, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
For the third time now.
Oh,
you were
yes,
here last year and the year before that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who watch us on a regular basis, you know we come on 3 times every week. We come on every Wednesday evening at 8:30 in prime time, every Friday morning for you early birds at 6:30 a.m., and every Sunday afternoon at 3:30. And we have a wonderful show, as I said before, tonight. Our guest sitting alongside of me here, Jantiena, is also a fellow producer. She produces her own television program. It has a name, and the name of your show, Jantiena, is called?
Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem, and it is down in Naples, Florida, where she lives, by way of Holland, Italy, France, Germany. She's an international traveler. She's traveled all over Europe, but right now she lives in Naples, Florida. That's her home base now. And she has started producing this wonderful program only about 6 or 8 months ago. She's a new producer, and she got to do that because we met Jantiena in Cannes, France,
Right.
about 3 years ago in 2007. Mm-hmm. My wife Dee and I met her at the famous Carlton Hotel, and we became good friends.
Absolutely.
And she found out that we do this television program, folks, and she said, "Could I be on your show sometime, John?" And I said, "Well, I guess you could. Let's arrange it. Let's talk about it." So lo and behold, a year later, she came on our show for the first time 2 years ago, came back again for the second time last year, and now she's on our program for the third time and representing her own show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing lady too, by the way, because you ought to see the kind of program that she produces. She is amazing. It's a wonderful show. It's a very professional program. And we're going to see an excerpt of one of her most recent shows, Jantiena, the one that you did recently in Italy. And where was that in Italy?
In Italy was actually Como Lake in the area, and also I did a program about Trieste.
In Trieste. So she likes to go to Europe and do filming. The whole purpose of her program, Jantiena, if I'm not mistaken, is to bring Europe culture to the United States and then turn around and bring United States culture back over to Europe.
Absolutely,
an exchange of cultures between the 2 different locations.
Yes.
We have a wonderful 10-minute excerpt, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to show of her, the one we were just talking about, the program that she did in Lake Como in Italy. So back in the control room, Beth, if you'd be nice enough to show the 10-minute video of Lake Como, please roll the video.
Jantiena Fieyra, host of Carpe Diem TV, now shares with you her favorite experiences from her travels abroad, bringing Europe to the USA and the USA to Europe. Come join us as Jantiena welcomes you along her journey to the Grand Hotel Villa d'Este on Italy's magnificent Lake Como, meeting interesting people from around the world, treating her audiences to a lifestyle of enlightening grandeur and elegance, communicating how beautiful life is. Welcome to the award-winning 5-star Grand Hotel Villa d'Este, nestled within the beautiful western shore of Italy's Lake Como. Villa d'Este, the world-famous hotel, recently ranked the single best overall hotel in the world by Forbes Traveler, boasts 152 unique, beautifully furnished rooms housed in 2 equally beautiful buildings. The Cardinal Building, originally built in 1568, and the Queen's Pavilion, built in 1861. Located in a magnificent park, surrounded by 25 acres of beautiful flowers, terraces, fountains, and historical gardens overlooking the wonderful blue-green waters of Lake Como, the luxurious Villa d'Este Hotel is but minutes from the Swiss border and can easily be reached from Milan by car or train in less than 45 minutes. Jantiena welcomes you on her journey to Villa d'Este as she meets with Villa d'Este's own world-famous executive chef of 30 years and culinary author Luciano Parolari. Jantiena also introduces you to the lovely and gracious Maria Carla Frattini from the famous Frattini family that has been designing luxurious jewelry since 1920. And 50 years ago, Ugo Frattini first set up their own shop at the Villa d'Este. And finally, you will meet the lovely Fiona Simmons and Valia Longo, who have developed the completely new Laurice Profumo, the completely new and uniquely elegant line of Italian perfume, exclusively designed to capture the lovely scents found only on the shores of the beautiful Lake Como at Villa d'Este. Come now and join Jantiena Fieyra on this rare visit to this grand hotel. Jantiena Fieyra presents the Grand Hotel Villa d'Este on the shores of Lake Como, Italy.
Today, I have as my guest Mr. Luciano Paroli. He is the chef executive in the Villa d'Este Hotel in Lake Como. And Mr. Luciano, welcome to the show. And it's so nice to meet you.
Welcome to Villa d'Este. Welcome to the kitchen.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in Villa d'Este. I started in Villa d'Este in 1967. And after 10 years, I become a chef. It's more than 30 years I'm the chef. So the kitchen is, this is a big kitchen. The kitchen is divided in area. Lobster, turbo,
Yes, still alive?
sivas. Yes, it's still alive. Yes. So, we are preparing for
And
the
what
lunch.
kind of fish is this?
This is the turbo.
I think
It was my pleasure.
Great honor
Thank you very
to
much.
meet you.
Thank you for your visit.
And now I present to you Laurice Profumo, a parfum house founded here on the shores of Lake Como. And this is Fiona and Veja. Welcome to the show.
Thank
And
you, grazie.
Thank you.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Fiona and Velia, I want to ask you, how did you come up with the idea to create a perfume line here?
Well, we wanted to communicate through a fragrance, the Lake Como experience. So we wanted to create something that embody the sounds, the smells, the beauty of the lake. A lot of people, when they launch a perfume, when they create a line, they don't want to tell the history, or they don't feel necessarily they need to create a history and a story, but instead we wanted to create something that is more like a painting, like a piece of art, something that explains what Lake Como life is like.
Tell me about the scent, because this is fantastic. It's really, really a good smell. It makes you feel in a good mood, and I love it very much. So a fantastic parfum. It's congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very happy with the result.
Yes.
And we had fun making it too,
Yes.
which was
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. Congratulations on your
Thank
new
you.
line of perfume and soaps and everything. And hope we see each other very soon on the Lake Como again.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jantiena.
very
It's always a
much
pleasure
indeed.
to have you here.
Pleasure, thank you.
Today we are in the Villa d'Este Hotel on the Como Lake, and I would like to introduce to you a very special lady, Maria Carla Frattini.
Yes, I'm here 50 years And now I'm working with my son and daughter-in-law. They help me selling the jewelry that my husband made. Since 50 years, we used also to have the factory making jewelry here in Varadeste for many years, but now it's difficult, to make jewelry. But what's very interesting because people watching how we make the jewelry, how it's designed, how it's made, and for example, this one, Trident, to see the work of this piece, it's a special, beautifully, look, you can see different things you can never find in any place else.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Also this one is beautiful, and we have many different, but every piece is made by hand and different, not one like the other one, all the same.
Every piece is
Every
different.
piece is exclusive.
And it's
yes.
all handmade. And your
Handmade,
husband did that?
yes. And we work all the family here. With my son, my daughter, and my daughter-in-law, and my husband is in a factory. It's very interesting. I met many important people, and we have a big satisfaction because people are happy what they used to buy here and come back again. This is for me the most important thing. When people, yes.
They
It's a very
recognize
good
your
advertisement for the
specialty.
hotel. In fact, they remember us very well. It was like to come back home, when people come back and they come to visit me, and it's a big satisfaction for many years. Turquoise and coral. This is a very exclusive piece too.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The
It's a
color.
beautiful color coral,
Absolutely
and also the setting is very nice.
wonderful. Mrs.
Okay.
Frattini, you
Yeah.
want to tell me something about
Yes, this is a
piece?
special piece of art that my husband copied.
Thank you so much
I'm
for
very happy to
having me here.
Hope to see
And
you.
I hope I see you soon back here in
Thank you.
Varadeste.
Come back again.
Yes.
And thank you.
Wow, that was terrific, Jantiena. That was a beautiful show that you did in Lake Como, Italy, just a
Yes.
few months ago, I know.
Yes.
And I just got the halfway signal, by the way, Jantiena. I told you, and you know because you've been on our program before, this program moves very quickly, so I have to go back to the camera and reintroduce the show. For you folks out there who may have tuned in a little bit late, and we hope there aren't legions of you who did, I'm John Monsul. This is my wonderful guest for tonight's show, Jantiena Fieyra, producer of a brand new program out of Naples, Florida called Carpe Diem. And we just saw one of her very first productions that she just made over in Lake Como, Italy. And we just want you to know that this is called Communicating Today. We've been on Channel 10 now for about 20 years. Tonight is show number 568, believe it or not. And we have a lot more shows to do. We come on 3 times every week, every Wednesday evening in prime time at 8:30 p.m., every Friday morning for you early birds at 6:30 a.m., and Sunday afternoons at 3:30 p.m. And we're talking to our wonderful friend here, this beautiful lady, Jantiena, this brand new producer of a beautiful new television program out of Naples, Florida. And the purpose of your program, Jantiena, I think we mentioned before, is basically to introduce the culture of what?
The culture from Europe, bring the European culture to the USA, and also I do some shows about destinations in the USA and try to get this broadcasted in Europe.
Yeah, now I know that's very, and the whole idea is to bring the cultures of these two different parts of the world, the United States and Europe,
right.
to cross-pollinate the cultures and bring them back and forth to each other. In fact, I guess that's why we even have those flags over there on the side of our desk, Jantiena,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if we can get a picture of that, but one flag is the American flag. That's the USA side, and the other flag is the European flag that represents what you're trying to accomplish by exchanging these two cultures back and
Right.
forth from each other.
Right, it's one
Now,
of my logos, actually, yes.
They have a picture of it right now, the two flags on the side of the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've produced about 5 shows, I think, so far, Jantiena,
Yes.
in the short space of about 8 or 9 months, so you're really doing a lot of work and accomplishing a lot, quite a bit, as a matter of fact. And I know that the show we just showed was the one in Lake Como in Italy. Then I know you did 2 more shows down in Florida. One was in Key Biscayne, I believe.
Yes, it was about Key Biscayne, Ritz-Carlton and the destination, and also about Sony Ericsson Open tennis tournament.
Right, and didn't you do something at some museum just recently?
Yes, I did also in Vizcaya Museum in Key Biscayne, and about Art Basel in Miami. Art Basel is a very, very a cultural exposition every year, as well held in Basel, Switzerland, as well in Miami. So
Right.
I did also a segment on that, yes.
And you just came back from a very lengthy trip over to Trieste, Italy,
Yes.
where you filmed 2 more shows over there, which haven't been
Yeah.
shown yet, but they're going to be shown sometime very soon.
Yes.
And you want to tell us a little bit what happened over in Trieste?
Yes, actually in Trieste I saw the mayor, Roberto Di Piazza, and I had a golden key with me from the mayor in Naples, Florida.
Where you live.
So yes, and I presented the key to the mayor in Trieste, Roberto Di Piazza. So now we are maybe sister cities, and it's very nice, so exchange programs with them.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Now, I guess it doesn't do anybody any good if you're a producer if you can't get your shows and your programs shown on some kind of a television channel, like we have our program Communicating Today here being shown on Channel 10
Right.
on Fairfax Cable. So now I knew you were telling me that you have your shows now, and you've been on a couple of channels down in in Florida.
Yes,
on
Fox
both
4 and CBS 12 on the Miami Palm Beach area coast, and very soon we work to it to get it on Travel Channel.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
And your goal and your objective and your plan, as you were telling me before the program, Jantiena, is eventually not to be just in the state of Florida, down near where you live in southwest and southeastern Florida, the Naples area and the Miami area, but eventually you want to do what? You want to spread this program out throughout most of the country, or the whole United
Yes,
States?
actually I want to have a national television, for example, Travel Channel or other channels. Absolutely, yes.
And then
That's
also,
my goal.
And then also have it being shown on the European channels.
And European channels. In Italy, we did already a segment in Italy because they did an interview with me and on Rai Uno, and so I was on television in Italy already. So.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yes.
They interviewed you talking
Yes.
to the mayor of Trieste.
Yes.
And was this done in English, or was it done in
No,
Italian?
no, it was in Italian because the mayor didn't speak any English, so we have to translate the whole tape in English.
And you don't
actually.
speak a lot of Italian either. A little
I
bit.
speak some words.
Enough to do
yes.
an interview
Yes.
with the mayor.
Yes.
So
yes.
one of these days we may get a chance to see that once
Oh,
they
yes,
translate the
yes.
Italian into English.
Yes, so the next show you can maybe
you come
show
back on our
that.
next show.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, I guess a good question to ask Jantiena is, do you plan to have your program come on, some programs come on daily, some come on maybe once a week, a weekly program, some only come on maybe once a month or maybe once or whatever. How often do you plan to have your program?
Every week.
Every
My
week.
program is on every Monday on 10:30 a.m. and channel Fox 4, and also on CBS. They have planned the time, I believe, at 5:30 from 5 till 5:30. It's a half-hour show. Yes.
So since you're also interested in cultural kinds of things, that could involve products. It could involve, for example, I know you're
Oh,
very
yes.
fond of silk scarves.
Right.
In fact, ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Jantiena, happens to be wearing one of her famous silk scarves tonight over her blouse. And you plan to also market, I guess, products on your television programs as well. Is that part of the cultural?
Yes.
effect?
Now, actually, I have created my own scarf line, and that will be ready very soon. It's created on the Como Lake silk industry. It's called Family Panzeri, and they were be able to produce a small amount of scarves. So I made a design for my own scarf line, and will be very soon ready.
Now, judging the way that you're dressed this evening on our program, Jantiena, you look very nice, you look very
Thank you
beautiful.
very much.
I have a feeling that you have very exquisite tastes.
Oh, yes.
These are not the kind of scarves and things that we will buy in Kmart or whatever, right?
Yeah.
These are things
You
you'll buy in the
never
better shops and the better stores. Maybe Neiman Marcus and maybe Macy's and Lord & Taylor perhaps and places like that.
Right.
So you folks out there that might be thinking about buying one of Jantiena's scarves one of these days, I'm afraid you're going to have to go to Neiman or Macy's or Lord & Taylor or one of those beautiful stores that this very nice, beautiful lady represents. Is that right, Jantiena? I guess.
Yes, yes.
All right, that sounds good to me. So be on the lookout, folks, because her wonderful scarves and some other great
Yeah,
products
they
are
are
going to
very, very nice.
be
Especially also, it's made not in China, but on the Como Lake.
Oh.
And it's really, the silk industry is very, very popular there. So it will be the good quality silk.
Now, in order to produce a television program like you do, Jantiena, you couldn't do this on your own because you're only a relatively new producer. You're only on my program a year and a half, 2 years ago. This is only your fourth or fifth show that you've done.
Right.
So you had to go out and find some expertise, some technical talent.
Yes.
How did you go about finding all this talent to help you on the show?
I look around, I find all the people who work for me now. Actually, in Italy, in Trieste, I find a certain way. I was walking in December in the street in Italy and in Trieste, and there was a guy with a big camera on his shoulder. And I thought, okay, I walk up to him and I made contact with him.
In broken Italian English.
He spoke a little bit English, and since then I had the whole crew together for the film shooting in Trieste because he had friends and he was working for Raiuno, so that was very very nice.
Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing how you put all this together in a relatively short period of time, and I think there's nowhere that you can go but straight up, and there's no way that you can be anything but extremely successful, Jantiena. My wife Dee and I and our good friends Frank and Angela that you met the other day are very proud of you, and we wish you nothing but the very best of luck, and we know you're going to be successful, and we hope that you'll come back and see us again on Channel 10 here in Fairfax, Virginia, and maybe do another show with us, sometime in the near future when you've done another 5 or 10 shows, and it looks to me like you're going to be doing an awful lot of shows pretty soon. Because
yeah, I'm very, very active and a lot of energy.
I can see that because to do your shows, you have to travel back and forth from the United States back to Europe, and then back and forth,
Right.
flying airplanes, and oh my goodness.
Yes, but
staying
I
in
like
hotels.
it.
But you like to do that.
I like it, yes.
It's a
and
lot of
most
fun.
of the time in my shows are also a hotel involved. So in every show is one hotel involved. For example, the Italian show was the Villa d'Este, and very soon I go to Tuscany and I do the Hotel Villa Massa. And Trieste, it was the Savoy Excelsior star hotel chain. And so every program has also a hotel involved.
Wonderful. Now, you're talking mainly about Italy. Well, what about France and Spain?
Yes,
and,
I did also a show about France.
so you're going to spread the program out throughout Europe, hopefully.
Yes, yes.
All the finer resorts and the finer hotels and so forth.
Absolutely.
It looks to me like I got a 1-minute warning here, if I'm not mistaken, Mary, and I think we're going to have to start wrapping this thing up. Jantiena, I just want to wish you, and we all want to wish you the very best of luck. We thank you so much for coming back on our program for the 3rd time. And I think what we're going to do is drink a toast to you right now. We happen to have a little bit of wine here, so I'm just going to pour a little tiny bit of wine in these 2 little wine glasses, and we're going to hand you one. And I'm going to take one. There you go.
Thank you.
And I'll take one. I want to win. And on behalf of everybody here at Channel 10 in Northern Virginia, very best of luck, Jantiena.
Thank you very much,
Be
Jan.
very successful and come back and see us again and make a lot of money and have a wonderful program. Ladies and gentlemen, Jantiena Fieyra, producer, host of Carpe Diem out of Naples, Florida, soon to be nationwide, soon to be international. Keep your eye out for her because she's doing a terrific job.
Oh, thank you.
And we always go out by saying on my show, keep on communicating for success. And she always says and closes her show by saying,
Make your life a beautiful life.
beautiful life. And that's how we go out, folks. And we'll see you all next week now. Bye-bye.